That's true. Maybe we should get after it.
All right, I'm ready.
That's important. So this episode, I don't know. It's one thing that I always talk about with this show is how it's a compilation of things that I wish I would have learned, right, when I was younger. And now it's kind of different, and we're in an interesting situation with I've ran an ultra race before, and now I'm training for another one, October 25th. It's coming up, almost 2 months out. I learned a lot in the first that I'm going to take into this next one.
I need to learn all those tips and tricks.
Well, you're doing great. That's what's super interesting about this is like, you're doing great. Like, I think you're going to be fine.
You're being so nice. We know it's been a rough year for me with running.
What I'm saying is you're doing great getting back into it.
Yeah, getting back into it 2 months before the race is a little scary.
Well, let's talk about that because I think that's an important thing for a lot of people to understand is like, and I'm not saying people look at us and put us on a pedestal when they think of running. I don't think that's the case at all. I think people just
definitely do not do that.
No, I think it's just people see our consistency and maybe they're like, oh, that's, maybe I want that. I don't know. I might take that part out. I don't like what I just said.
People aren't putting us on a pedestal.
Okay. All right, good.
But, yeah, take that part out.
Anyways, like, it's interesting. You hear these stories about people who like, they're unbelievable. I think of Cameron Haynes, Truett, all those guys.
Yeah, outliers.
Yeah, but you don't really see, like, they deal with their own injuries and they deal with their own setbacks kind of in their own different ways. But kind of walk through what happened to you. When did it start and what actually happened and how are you overcoming?
Well, a couple things about the other guys you were just talking about. I feel like I don't know if we see their injury side all that much. Like,
well, kind of. I mean, Cameron Haynes was like, yeah, I have a broken foot, and he ran the Cocodona 250.
Right. Do we know how he broke his foot?
I think just overuse or something. I don't know.
Right. I feel like we don't get many details, actually, about people's injuries. And, like, Sally, she just had, like, knee surgery and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, oh, no one mentioned that. That's a big deal.
I think they don't want to tell people?
I don't think it's, like, lack of wanting to tell people. I think to them it does matter.
Interesting. Okay.
They're like, they're going to keep doing what they're going to do anyways. So it's a hiccup and they're going to move on.
Yeah.
That's one thing that I struggle with is it cripples me. I am not the same type of strength. I am not those type of people. But
what do you mean strength?
These people are like, they go through obviously a lot of injuries, like Sally with her heel, like the freaking ulcer from her ultra.
Oh, yeah.
And her knee that she's got surgery on, and Cam's broken foot and still ran like 200 miles. Like, if I broke my foot, no, sir, I'm not even walking upstairs. Like, absolutely.
I just throw you on my back like Yoda. We'll take you up there.
Yeah, put me in your backpack.
I'll put you in the backpack.
There's no way I'd be doing all this crazy stuff. So they're like different breed. And I think that's maybe why they don't talk about injuries as much, because they're going to do the thing anyways.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. And maybe they wouldn't even advertise that. Because, like, if it doesn't work for somebody else, like, they know they're probably different.
That's probably true. Yeah. They're very disciplined and consistent. And they've been doing it for years.
Right. So they know like what their bodies can and can't do. And so maybe it would give the wrong message to like run through certain injuries for people who are not like on their level. Because even with you talking about the type of stuff that you run through, other people are mad about it, but they're actually just weenies, you know? And so it's like everyone has different pain levels.
Junior.
Yeah, seriously. And everyone has different pain levels and can push through different stuff. So maybe that's why people don't talk about their injuries that much. For me, as I'm saying like this, might be a reason my knees hurt. No. I don't know what happened. I think what happened maybe is in March, I think I had a little bit of overuse. I think maybe I had runner's knee or something for my left knee. Really sharp pain when I ran underneath the kneecap, kind of all around the bottom of my kneecap outside. I definitely have tight IT bands. That's got to be a factor. But I'm thinking I was babying it a little much and overcompensating on my right knee. The right knee, I remember like the second I heard it.
Yeah.
Like it was so fine up until mid-July.
Was that when we were at the gym?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that. That was sad.
I was like, that was like a week out from the marathon we were going to run. The Grandma's Marathon. And I was like, okay, I need to hit like 20 miles today or else I'm not going to be ready for the marathon because my left knee has been bothering me. So I pulled back so much on running in like April and May. or maybe it was May, June.
And then July, like you didn't run very much at all.
Yeah, so I haven't been running much at all this summer. So it's like, if I can't pull up 20 miles, I'm not ready for grandma's, first of all. Second of all, it depends on the pain level. Because if I can run through it, that's one thing. If I can just finish. But if it's something that I'm going to DNF or like have to limp to the aid station and they go-kart me somewhere, I don't know, just zooming around Mario. But if...
So many good references I can make.
So I was like, I got to do 20 miles. If I can't, I'm not probably going to run grandma. And I was running, felt great. Like, this is awesome. And then boom, right knee was like, see ya.
Yeah.
That was like the sharpest pain. That hurt actually so bad. I was like ready to cry. I couldn't even walk on it. I was like halfway through my run, stopped right then. And so then my right knee's been the issue. So I'm like, so my left knee I think might have been overuse. Right knee felt more injury than left. But regardless, I've just been having such sharp pains. So in order to build back, our friend obviously is a physical therapist. Yeah. Brinley, you had her on the podcast. And she's been giving me exercises. You've been giving me exercises. I've been focused a lot this summer on strength training rather than running, which is frightening knowing that we have a 50K coming up in 2 months. Yeah. So trying to build back those muscles really, and flexibility, mobility is what I've been working on.
It's important.
It's frustrating.
Like, it's, you know, I love math. So it's almost like an equation for everything, right?
We always have equations.
Like you have the training piece.
Right.
But if you're missing the stretching and the mobility piece, you're going to have issues. If you're missing the strength training piece, you're going to have issues.
So many issues.
So it's like you need and then the recovery also. So there's maybe 4 steps to this equation. 5 steps, actually. Nutrition. Throw that in there too. But that's also part of recovery. So actually we'll combine that as one.
Well, I wouldn't even say it's just part of recovery because nutrition prior to working out.
Yeah, but like that helps with the recovery in the end.
Okay.
Like as long as you're feeling your body right. But okay, for this instance, you need training plus stretching plus mobility plus strength plus recovery plus nutrition plus some good music, and then that equals results.
So if you can do 7 steps,
well, I mean that just kind of shows like what needs to go into it, right? It's like I think a lot of people, they just think like, oh yeah, running, like you just get out and run. It's like, yeah, that's true. I think a lot of people have success with that. Like there's many runners out there who I don't think are bench pressing. I mean, you could just, you know, it's an easy thing to skip. So,
upper body.
Yeah. It's like, I think if you want to get good at running, like that makes total sense. Like have that be your passion, have that be your main focus. But I believe, and from my own experience and from seeing other people talk about the importance of strength training and stretching and taking care of your body, like that's what leads to long-term success and longevity in running. And that's ultimately both of our goals, I think. Like we're not stopping running. Team Tim is every year. So we have at least have that.
Right.
But it's important to take care of yourself. And like, what have you learned through this process?
How much time it all takes. Because I would go to the gym. Sometimes. Yeah, I'd go to the gym, go lift, maybe do 30 minutes cardio, go home. Yeah. Not including the stretching, the mobility, all that, foam rolling. I feel like I spend so much more time, which is tough for me because I'm so impatient. One thing I've really been focusing on is slowing down and being intentional. Because I was able to squat so much more and stuff because I was just like going quicker. I was just like, pelvic form wasn't so great. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to refocus on my like muscle to brain connection and being slowing down and like counting the rep, like slow, you know, like 4 seconds down or whatever, and pausing at the bottom or all these things. So my gym sessions have become a lot slower, which has been hard for me. I think I have like ADHD or something.
No, I think it's tough. Like, being intentional is difficult because it does require a lot of time. But it's so crucial to do that, like to actually go through the steps to make sure you're doing it right. Because like you said, it could lead to injury if you aren't doing it right, if you aren't taking your time, if you're just trying to rush through. And I've had both experiences with like kind of that approach. Like you get in the gym, you go as fast as you can just to get the workout done so you can be done. and it's almost like a chore that you check off.
Right.
Recently, and by recently I mean like the past few years, I've changed my mindset around the gym. And now it's like, I feel like I'm getting stronger. I feel like I'm getting better if I just go slower. And Dr. Mike Israel.
Is that the guy?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the guy. But he's great. He's been on Chris Williamson's podcast. I think he has a podcast of his own. But
I think
that's
he was
like
on Huberman too.
he might have been on Huberman actually.
Anyways, carry on.
But he talks about like the importance of slowing down. And he always says like when you're going down with the weight, like if it's a bench press and you're going down, or if it's like a squat and you're like lowering, you should go slow and then at the bottom explode up.
Right.
Because that's like a different muscle that you're using. And that kind of training sucks. Like I've been doing
So
that
hard.
and it's hard. Like, I don't know. You might see me at the gym, like doing dumbbell presses or whatever. And it looks like I'm just going in slow
Do
motion.
you count how many seconds you go down, or it's just a feeling? You just go in slow motion?
I just try and go slow motion.
Really?
Yeah. Because I feel like if I'm counting, then I focus on the numbers. But if I'm just trying to go slow, I'm doing the motion itself.
You're the feeling.
Like I try and feel it in my pecs.
Yeah. I feel like recently, because I'm just now getting into this, I've been counting more because it reminds me to slow down.
Yeah.
Because say for a bench press in this example, I'll just like go down, up, down, up. You know, it's like 2 seconds each way. And as I've been thinking about being more intentional and really like dialing in the motion, the form and stuff, counting like makes me like, okay, like I have to keep like moving or else I think it's like 4 seconds and it's actually like 1, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
And so like for me that helps because I'm so used to going fast with everything I do, especially like movement and talking. I go fast.
That's a good distinction to make though. It's like, I just said, I don't count. You just said you count. And that's one thing that fitness kind of makes difficult for a lot of people. Is there's so many voices out there that tell them like, hey, you should do this, you should do this. And maybe you should try it and see if it works out for you. But that's the thing is it's a very personal endeavor. What works for me might not work for you. What works for you might not work for me.
Right.
And so like with what we're saying, like the people who are listening, take it with a grain of salt, try it yourself,
Right.
see what works for you and build a routine around that. Like that's kind of what's good is like now, because I've been doing this training, like I feel like I'm in a routine. I feel like I know what works for me and how to tie that into running, like still have my focus there. But you're right. It is a time suck. It's a lot.
It is. And one thing actually that I didn't really consider when I was first starting my knee issues was I honestly didn't really know the difference between like stretching and mobility. I thought like you're being mobile, that's stretching and that's flexibility.
Yeah.
But I've been learning a lot recently about what it means to actually do mobility. And I don't know, like, do you have like a certain circuit you do or anything? Like, what do you do for mobility?
Yeah.
Is it different every day for you?
Yeah. A lot of times it's different for me every day. Like, but I'll do it when I'm working out. So like in between exercises when I'm squatting or something.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Just cause like, it works for me.
Saves time.
Saves time. Kind of mixes it in. And then like, I'm still resting in between cause I don't have 250 pounds on my back. So like, I don't know, I'm able to do more things like that. But for me, stretching's a big one because I feel like my mobility, like obviously I do exercises that are specific to that. Like you put a kettlebell or a band around your foot and you lift your leg up with your hip flexors, those kind of things. Or you put a kettlebell or a band on your foot and you do tibialis raises, like, so it helps your shins. Even that one stupid, I don't know what this is called, but it's the one exercise. I don't think it's mobility. It's a strength one. But you put your legs in it, you face the ground and you go down. It's like so this is your body. You're like that.
Oh, like up. It's like
it works your butt.
Yeah.
But like
you're like leaning over it.
Yeah, and that's the thing that like I've come to understand is like, okay, well, what muscles do I learn in running? This is like a recent thing. You and I have been talking about this a lot. I know.
This was so frustrating. We've been running for so long, it feels like. I've been doing Team Tim since 2019. Also, I never really tried with Team Tim until like a year or two ago. So that doesn't count. So we've been running for like 2 years. And we learn something literally every day, I swear. Like we've been talking about the different muscles we've been using. All of a sudden we're like, oh, that's so smart to work out hamstrings more. Like that is the dumbest thing that it took us so long to like really emphasize.
Yeah. I mean, that's part of the journey. As much as like it's frustrating to like look back and have that hindsight 2020 vision, being like, oh man, I could have done things so much different. But at least you learned it now. Like at least we're getting better now.
Right.
And another great example, like some people who want to start their running journey, like maybe they'll sit down and be like, okay, I need to do mobility, I need to do strength, I'm going to have it all planned out. But for someone like you and me, it's like, hey, let's just go figure it out and understand what we need to change. And unfortunately, with that mindset, it's like the knee thing comes up.
Right.
So
then you learn after the fact.
Right. And
because of that.
It's not the best, but I mean, pain's a great teacher. So you will learn. I learn. Like I have hip issues from time to time, but doing mobility and stretching and all those things, like it helps take care of it. There's this quote from Abraham Lincoln.
You love your presidents.
Yeah. Why'd I say his name like that though?
Abraham Lincoln.
Lincoln. But he says, discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. And with this example that we're talking about now, it's like, okay, well, discipline, like you can choose what you want now, which if you're at the gym, you don't want to do your mobility, you don't want to stretch, like you can choose that. But if you want to use discipline, you should choose what you want later, what you want most, which is a healthy body, strong joints, like all those things. And that requires mobility, it requires stretching, it requires strength training and running, all those things. And so I think it's just being disciplined with your time sometimes, like understanding where that's at. But yeah, I mean, it's difficult.
I don't know where my dad got this quote, but he used to say it sometimes. He'd say, everything good is on the other side of hard. And I'm surprised we haven't talked about that before, actually, you and I.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good point. Like, you have to get over that hurdle in order to see the progress, to be able to become a better person, to just progress in all aspects of life. And as I think about that with like running itself is hard, but overcoming the issues is also hard.
Yeah.
So it's like they both suck, but also being a couch potato is hard in its own way, because then I can't move, I can't do anything, right? So everything is its own version of hard, and obviously hard is relative. Right word?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good.
And so choosing that hard, what you want to be disciplined in, like if you're choosing the hard thing though, the other side is going to be rewarding.
Yeah, it's true. Here's another analogy that's not running related.
Okay.
So when I was a kid, my parents had this rule that if we wanted anything, we had to earn the money and go buy it.
Right.
Which I think is a great rule. Like taught me how to work. They didn't give me things on a golden platter. And being the baby, that was a risk. So shout out to the parents. Anyways,
it's so funny because at the time you're like, this sucks, my parents suck, it's like hate doing hard things or whatever, and then you grow up and you're like, that was great parenting, good job.
I know, I always had fun, like I always had a good time doing the things.
I guess it depends.
Like I remember one time Drew and I really wanted Lego Star Wars. It just came out. It was the first Lego Star Wars.
No way, Lego Star Wars. Holy smokes. How old were you?
I don't know, I was like it's probably like 9 or 10.
That's really cool, baby.
Lego Star Wars was ahead of its time.
Ahead of its time. Wow.
You could be a Lego guy.
I'm so happy for you.
Anyways, we really wanted this game. Right. It's like something
a game.
Yeah, Lego Star Wars is a game.
I thought it was a Lego piece set.
No.
Okay, ahead of its time. Onward.
And so we wanted this game so bad.
Right.
And my mom's like, you got to earn money for it. And so we went to the store. We bought a bunch of sodas. We bought a bunch of waters. And my mom was having a garage sale the next day. And so we sat out there and we sold waters. I think they were like $2 for a water, $3 for a soda. No, it was not that high.
I was saying when you were 10.
Yeah. But anyways, we had like, by the end of the day, like $65.
That's cool.
And we went and bought Lego Star Wars, and it was like so rewarding. But we had to sit out there in the heat for like 5 hours to do it.
Right.
It was a little less than as a little kid, but basically, we couldn't have done that. And I'm sure if my grandma, because she was the gift giver, we could have asked her, be like, Grandma, can we please have Lego Star Wars? She probably would have done it.
That's funny.
But who knows? Maybe I wouldn't have appreciated it as much. Long way to say sometimes it does pay. Almost every time it pays to do the difficult thing.
Right.
Because it leads to a better future.
I don't even know when it would ever not be the better thing. I mean, maybe you can do a difficult thing and you fail, but the lessons learned, like, seems to still be worth it. I don't know really what bad things come from being disciplined and doing hard things.
Yeah. I mean, I love Alex Hormozy's perspective on this because he always talks about it. He's like, before I was successful, I had 7 failed businesses.
Right.
And that, like, I'm not a business owner. I have getting after it. It's getting there to where we'll start making some money.
Getting after it.
It's getting after it there. But like, if that failed, I would have such a hard time to be like, okay, well,
like first 7
what's
didn't
next?
work. Right.
What's next? Like, let's do another one. And that continues 6 more times. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to do it again. And then that one finally takes off. Like, that's insane. Like, that's a different type of persistence. And he does talk about all the time, like, he's grateful for those experiences because they taught him so much.
Right.
And
that's the thing.
I think it's only like one of my favorite talks.
Ookie.
Yeah. President Elder Dietrich Uchtdorf. He actually quotes Steve Jobs.
Okay, so Steve Jobs quote, actually.
Steve Jobs, but you can't connect the dots. You can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. I think a lot of that applies to like learning those difficult lessons and all that stuff. So, Steve Jobs through Elder Uchtdorf.
Very beautiful.
So, perspective changes a lot.
I feel like I noticed that. I mean, going back to running a little bit, is I get so frustrated because I didn't run much this summer, and it's easy to be living in the moment. And you're like, okay, this sucks. I literally barely run. Like, I did 15 miles on Saturday. That's the longest run I've had since, I don't even know when.
Team 10 maybe?
Team 10 was 13 miles.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah. So, like, I was thinking, like, I haven't beat 15.
Yeah.
Like, 15 miles is the furthest I've gone, I don't know, since before this whole year, probably.
Yeah.
And I was, like, frustrated with myself because we have a 50K coming up in 2 months, and I'm just now getting to 15 miles with my stupid knees.
But you got to be pumped on
that. Which are progressing.
They're getting better.
May I add. So it's easy to look at it and be so frustrated because I'm just now hitting 15. I have so much more to do before then. But it's fun because this is actually kind of lame. Big loser.
Let's go.
One thing about me.
She loves Hannah Montana.
I love Hannah Montana. The second thing about me is.
She has a great butt.
Okay. Thank you.
Third thing.
Anyways. Third thing is I don't know what it is. Someone runs a race. I'm looking up that time. If I see
you do have a
if I see a bib on anyone in a post, I'm like, what race is that? Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, she's good at it too. So if you don't want that, hide your bibs.
Yeah, because I'm finding you. But but the other night I was like laying in bed and I'm just like thinking about the ultra. So I'm looking up everybody's times from last year's Canyonlands race. And I'm going through to see like what their paces were. And then I'm stalking them to see what their Strava's like, if I'm in the ballpark, where I think I'm going to be. I'm like hardcore diving into this just mainly for perspective on my part to be like, okay, like what am I, like the work I'm putting in now, where am I filing in? There was only like 65 people that completed it last year. Not a lot.
Total?
Yeah. Or 74.
Okay.
And a girl came in first place. That's kind of sick. Shout out to Helen, I think her name was.
Shout out to Helen. Let's go.
I don't remember for sure. Yeah, so I'm kind of weird that I'm obsessed over that stuff.
Do you think that's dangerous though?
No. I don't feel very comparing in that way. I think it can be if you depends on how competitive you are. I'm very competitive, but I also think I'm most competitive with myself. That's where good. I'm looking at these girls' times and I'm like, dang, like if I came in last of these girls seem like freaking studs. Like I'm just happy to be in the race, you know? And
just happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. So looking at their times, I was just trying to understand like where I could be. So I went back to my Strava just out of curiosity and was just looking over the years. And it's like the same thing with connecting the dots, looking back. It's fun to think because I was like, wow, I never thought that I would ever be able to run a half marathon in under like 2.5 hours, right? Yeah. And now my half marathon's like an hour and 45 or whatever. I don't know. And then I ran a full marathon. Now I'm doing my first ultra. And so when I get down on myself, I like to look back on old Strava and be like, oh, I actually do see progression, even though if I look at just my yearly Strava, it's like pretty pitiful with my numbers as far as how many miles I've been able to get in because of my knees. But when I look at it long term over the last 6 years, it's like, dang, I actually have been progressing and my baseline is so much higher than it used to be.
Yeah.
And so you can still find like confidence in even the seemingly small wins.
Absolutely. So I talk about the importance of journaling and stuff. And it doesn't like journaling, not necessarily in that sense of like, I'm going to sit down and write down my thoughts, but like, yeah, having data to support your evidence moving forward in the future. Mm-hmm. It's like with anything that you do, you should have some kind of idea and write down whatever your starting point is. If it's a hobby, if it's a business, if it's fitness.
Right.
And then keep doing that. It could be a weekly thing, but then look back. Like when you get discouraged, look back at where you came from. Because that is a really powerful tool to use. And I've done that myself many times. But yeah, I think that's a great tip.
As far as like actually journaling, I didn't tell you this, but I actually journaled for the first time in a long time, like 3 days ago.
Really?
Yeah. And
what'd you journal about?
A secret.
That's
not
fair.
A secret. Just the fertility stuff.
Okay.
But no secrets here.
No sperm either.
No secrets, no sperm. But we'll see.
Got me good.
You're the one that said it.
Man, I just wish I could blow that candle out over there.
Oh my gosh. Don't try to Rizzler this. But anyways, yikes. What I was going to say was the last journal entry I had before, like 3 days ago, I think was like November of last year. I'm like, ooh.
Do you remember what it said though?
In November. Well, I looked at it the other day. Okay. Yeah. And it was interesting reading it because I don't remember writing it at all. Yeah. But it was like very much what I needed the other day when I started writing journal again. I'm like, every time I look at my journal, I'm like, I love reading back on this stuff. Why can't I just put in the work every day to write a little something? Yeah. So I need to get better at it. But yeah, like you're saying with whether it's journaling or whatever kind of data or any type of information of like your current day and age, it's fun to look back and see where you were, where your mindset was, because that's how you recognize progression. And that's how you recognize answers to prayer or
just you learn too.
Yeah, just learning all of the above. Like there's so much that you can learn from your past self and prep for your future self.
What would you tell your past self now about your journey with running? We'll keep it running specific. You know, we don't have to get super personal, but what would you tell that person?
Well, if I was saying I was running a 50K, old Allie would be like, yeah, right. As far as
how cool is that though?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's pretty badass.
I'm like nervous because my goal for this 50K is to finish.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's my first race. We have 2,500 feet of elevation gain, and I did like 1,000 the other day, and I was like, oh, I found my weakness, quads and booty. My butt feels like somebody lit it on fire with a torch. I said, I'm scared.
You're going to do great.
But I think that if I went back, if I had to give my old self a tip, so like if I knew I was going to get into running, I'd probably say start the mobility and stretching now. Because even
get ahead of it.
Yeah, even knowing now like what probably my issues are with my IT bands and just like my hip flexors are so tight. And so like knowing the issues those are causing, it's still hard to do every single day. Yeah. And I know that's an issue I'm dealing with. So if I could have gotten that habit a long time ago, I think one, I would be a lot better at preventing injury. But two, I think you're just such a better runner when you have that strength in your hips. Like if you look at sprinters, their hips, like their hip flexors are like one of the strongest out of all the athletes because they're sprinters and they have to have that mobility, like to like drive your knee forward and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, I think I would have been able to get faster a lot quicker. I think I would have enjoyed running more. Yeah. I think one reason that people hate running is because one, you start off too fast. I think that's a big issue spot with new runners is like they're so embarrassed by the 12-minute pace, so you go for the 9, and then you hate it because it was miserable because you've never ran 2 miles at a 9-minute pace. Yeah. And then you like hate it and you swear it off and never do it again.
Right.
The first thing with the new beginning runners, in my opinion, is go slow, like keep it as comfortable as you can. Because if it's miserable, you're not going to do it a second time, and that's when you're screwed. Right? Yeah. So go slow.
That's good. Yeah.
And then my other thing would be the stretching and flexibility. Like if you're flexible in your hamstrings, in your hips, in those areas, your calves, then it's so much more enjoyable because the pain is so much less. Same with foam rolling.
Oh, yeah.
I always talk about my first half marathon was the most pain I've ever been in as far as muscles. And I've knocked over an hour off my half marathon time and I haven't felt as sore. And I've ran a marathon since. I haven't been as sore as my first half marathon because of dehydration and lack of stretching and mobility and rolling.
That's it. You can really get ahead of a lot of it.
Yeah. And so much of it starts before you ever put your tennis shoes on.
1,000%.
And I'm just now figuring that out after 2 years of running more competitively.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, everyone's on their own journey, including us.
So frustrating. So if you're listening to this, if you want to start running, that's the hack. Start slow, stretch, mobility. Yeah, having that type of flexibility, it's going to give you a lot farther, a lot faster.
Yeah, you're going to feel a lot better too.
Yeah, then you're not going to hate it like how everyone does in the beginning.
Yeah.
How I still sometimes do. But you're supposed to. It's normal to hate running. You like the outcome. You don't have to.
Yeah, I mean, it is difficult. It's one of my favorite TikTok things.
But is a TikTok thing a trend?
No, it's
comments.
It's a TikTok, I guess. But I saw this one time and I was like, you know what? TikTok is not all that bad.
No, not the fedora, man.
I kind of think I like TikTok.
Ew.
Anyways, this is one thing that I love. It's, I don't know, I'll show the screen. It's just some random guy in a barn with some text. But it says, anyways, it's like, it's supposed to be a conversation
just
between
put it up right here.
A guy and his friends. Yeah, I'll put it up right there. It's between a guy and his friend. And the guy's like, why do you run so much? And he basically says like, oh, you know, it's something like keeps me busy. Like I like it, all this stuff. And then the guy's like, yeah, but there has to be a reason behind it. And then this is the friend's response. He says, it's a conversation with discomfort. Every run, there's a point where your body starts to protest. The ache in your legs, shortness of breath, the voice telling you to stop. Discomfort shows up like an old rival waiting to see if you'll back down. It's about negotiating with it. When the discomfort shows up, you have two choices. Ignore it and keep going blindly, or listen to what it's telling you. It forces you to ask yourself, is it a limit or just a hurdle? Every step beyond that discomfort is like saying, I know you're there, but you don't get to decide my limits. Boom.
So good. When I ran my first and only, I guess, marathon, it was cool because after 21 miles, I'm like, every step is the furthest step I've ever taken. And it's just that mindset of like, just one more. Every step is a victory.
Yeah.
You know, when you were running your first ultra, it was last July in Arizona.
July. 2 Julys ago. It's August, baby.
My gosh. You know what I meant? Last year, July.
Last year, 2024.
When you had to face that discomfort, obviously our minds are the first to leave, usually.
Yeah.
The mind's the first one to be like, hey, you're done before your body, even though your body hurts really bad. But when you're doing your first ultra, what were you telling yourself to keep pushing past those hurdles?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot. The first 2 laps sucked.
Right.
Like, especially the second one where I kept throwing up every quarter mile.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That was bad. And then like...
That was actually... It's not funny. It's funny now looking back.
It's funny now.
Because we made it through.
Yeah.
But watching that happen, because I obviously did the second lap with you, I was like, surely he's going to like stop, you know, to like throw up and stuff. No. You just kept running, leaned off the trail, like literally projectiled And then he got back on. Did he even like miss a beat? I'm like still huffing and puffing trying to keep up with you as you're just like shooting out throw up every so often. That's the grossest description, but that's like what was going on. I was like, is this healthy? What's going on? I was nervous.
I don't know. I mean, that showed up. Like my headlight died a few times.
A few times.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't train in the heat, so I wasn't used to how hot it was.
The sand was
sand, it was like, running through sand was hard.
And it was windy, it was kicking up.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of factors that sucked.
Right.
But that race was kind of special for two reasons. One is my first one.
Right.
So I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, that I could actually accomplish something like this. And I wanted to prove to myself that it wasn't just a mental, like that it was a mental game. I mean, like I knew my body wasn't in physical pain. It wasn't in the best shape, but it was in physical pain. And I kept telling myself, if I could take one more step, that means I can keep going. And so like, I would always do that. And like, the reason I love that stupid photo comic strip thing of an old man in a barn is because like, he says it. He says it's a conversation with discomfort. And that's really like, once I read that, I was like, that is completely what it is. Like you are having a conversation with discomfort that entire time. Like even when you start, even before you start, you have all these thoughts.
And that's what you enjoy.
I mean, enjoy? No, but it gives me a sense of like, you can do other things too. Like running, I love it. It's a passion of mine. But when I say it's a metaphor for life, like I'm not joking around. Like I think it's a great metaphor for life. And that ultra, like when everything's going wrong, if I can control my thoughts, if I can tell myself, hey, this is fine, like I'll make it through, I'll be okay, then that carries a lot of power in it. And so like if something goes wrong in my life, like boom, Brett, you got no sperm. It's like, okay, we'll make it through this. We can figure this out. It sucks. Like it's not fun. It's a crappy thing to go through. You and I both want kids bad. And it kind of hurts every time we go and see like our nieces and nephews. And I'm like, who knows? Who knows if that'll be soon? And it's hard. But it's like, I mean, also in the ultra, I relied on you a lot. Like we support each other during those times. And I feel like running just kind of trains my brain to not run away when discomfort shows up. Instead, it's like, just talk to it. Talk to discomfort, have a conversation. And so I think that's one thing that like really got me through that first race. The second thing was Jordan. I ran that race for Jordan, my buddy who had stage 4 cancer at the time, but like I kept thinking about him, and you know, he had a battle he could not stop fighting. And I could have dropped out at any time in that race, but I was like, Jordan's going through hell right now. His family is suffering. Like they can't stop that. They can't just drop out. And so like, I wanted to finish it for him to be like, hey, you know what? I love you, man. Like I'm thinking about you. I thought about you this entire race. You got me through this. So I think it was a kind of like a circumstantial thing, but those two things are kind of what pushed me through to the end. And then you, of course, you ran with me. You supported me the whole time. What are you talking about?
I can see that. You got me a little tender there.
Why?
Oh no. I mean, obviously, I think about Jordan's family. That's so sad. And obviously, it hits home because of my dad. But it's neat running with a purpose.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that's why Team Tim is so powerful.
Right.
Like, everyone's they're pumped up. They're like, hey, we're running for Tim today. And you know people are scared, but they're not saying it because they're like, oh, I'm running
people
for
are
Tim.
saying it.
Really?
Yeah, people have talked about it. Like most people, I mean, if it's normal to get nerves before a race. Yeah. Especially if you're unfamiliar with the environment and how it goes. That's normal. It's normal to feel that way. But I think that's what's neat. It's like I like people overcoming their fears. Yeah. I think that's what's really cool. But that race was special for a lot of reasons, like you said. What are you taking into this ultra marathon that you learned from that one?
Definitely that mantra of like, hey, just have a conversation. Talk to discomfort. See if you can negotiate with it.
Discomfort's just gonna beat me to a pulp.
Yeah, it's gonna be on your back.
Yeah.
It's gonna be kicking at your hips and your knees.
Yeah, heavy as heck.
It's gonna be throwing rocks at you.
Great.
Yeah, it's brutal, but it's worth it. So that's definitely like one thing I'll tell myself is like have that conversation, and then honestly, I got to give a shout out to Braden because his no excuses just finish. Like
that's what registered, huh?
I think we make a lot of excuses a lot of the time when we're doing things like this.
Absolutely.
Like, oh man, my
knees.
This isn't you. Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Okay, I won't use that example. Maybe it's like, oh man, I didn't fuel for this run. I'm not going to be able to do this.
It's so
like
hot.
It's hot. Maybe I'll just stop. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can make excuses anytime. If it's a race, like same thing. Be like, oh man, not feeling good. I'm having an asthma attack. I got to stop. That was me in Vegas. Hate Vegas. And anyways, it's like, what was I saying?
Don't quit.
Yeah, don't quit. Like, don't make
Braden's
the excuses.
quote.
Don't even think about the excuses.
There's no excuses.
Like, don't let them even enter your brain. And that, when you think about that, like, when those thoughts come in, that's discomfort. And you say, hey, let me see if I can take one more step. Mm-hmm. And you just push past it. And so I know there's going to be lots of things. I'm going to be doing the premeditation of evils.
Come again.
The premeditation of evils. It's one of the Stoic principles, which is you basically just think of the worst case scenario that could happen, how you would respond to it.
Okay, what's the worst case scenario that you're thinking of?
I'm thinking we're running in the mountains. It's freezing. The rain's coming down. There's mud all over the trails.
I feel like I would do so much better in those conditions.
I lose one of my electrolyte bottles. My pack gets punctured by a tree. So I lose all my water. My shoes, something happens to them and they're bad. Maybe I have blisters. But like I try and think of the worst things and be like, okay, well, if this happened, how would I respond? If this happened, how would I respond? And that way, if it does, I'm not entirely surprised because I thought of a situation. I thought of the plan. I didn't do that in the first race. I just showed up and I was like, I'm just going to run this thing.
Yeah. And
had no idea what could go wrong. And so I'm fully expecting to throw up every quarter mile on this next one.
Great.
And I'll keep going. But like I want to think about the worst case scenarios because if they show up, because chances are they will, I'll be ready for them.
I feel like every time I run, I'm like envisioning the finish line every single time. And I'm like, if I take a 7-mile run, I'm like, I'm 7 miles from the finish line. I literally envision, obviously I'm a dreamer, but I literally envision like I'm in the desert. Like I can picture the whole thing. Like you're on the other side. I'm crying. You're crying. You're kind of a little big baby sometimes, but we're both crying. You're excited to see because you're proud of me.
No, I probably will shed a tear too.
And I'm like,
one tear will come out.
And that's like the vision I keep seeing over and over. It's just me finishing, crossing line. Like that's what I see every single day. When I'm going to bed, I'm dreaming about that.
Yeah.
Like I literally have that mindset. Like I have to cross the line.
See, I love that because people that's like manifestation, right?
Right.
If you think about it and it'll happen.
Yeah.
Not true. You're putting in the work that'll go into that.
Not true. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying like in general, those people who are like,
yeah.
Oh man, I just want a Lamborghini.
Like Mother Nature
think about a Lamborghini. Think about a Lamborghini, I'll get it.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. You have to work for it.
Right.
And so I think it's important to envision that and be like, yeah, I'm going to run the finish line.
But I'm envisioning it as I'm running.
Yeah. No, exactly. All I'm saying is that it's very different because you've put in the work.
I see.
And you'll be able to get it done because you have the evidence to support it.
I have a lot to do in the next 2 months. What is your training looking like leading up to October?
Lots more time on feet. So it's starting to pick up a little bit. 16 miles in the mountains on Saturday.
It just stinks I'm in Arizona on Saturdays.
I know.
It's so hot
Drew's
right
having
now.
the same problem.
And I feel bad for Drew.
But I think this is a special race for me too. Because last race I ran for someone I loved. This time I'm running with people I love.
That's cute.
So that's kind of a cool flip. And it's you and Drew. Both people who inspire me more than any others. Like you with all the things that you're doing in your life, your motivation, your mindset, like how you push through, how your knees bothered you and you still fought through. Like, that's inspiring. That gets me excited. And like, I want to see you do really well. So I'm going to be proud of you. And then
I'll let you down.
Drew in 2023 was 265 pounds.
Right.
And he swore off running. Last year he did his first marathon. This year he's doing his first ultra marathon.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm so proud of him.
He's a beast. And like the training that's gone into that, like I hate people have given him crap. Say names. People have given him crap about his running and stuff. But that dude works unbelievably hard. And he has 3 kids. He works a full-time job. He's still a husband.
Right.
Like, and he made this entire life change over a 2-year period.
Right.
And like, that is so inspiring to me. So I'm running with 2 of the most inspiring people in my life. 2 of the people I love the most. And so like, this is going to be a very special race. It's going to be cool.
That's why I feel like we're going to be big, tender babies.
I might not be a tender, but like I said, maybe one tear will fall.
I think that will happen. I think I'll be crying the whole way through. I'll be 13 miles in. On the terrain, it like dips down. And then at mile 13, it's like a fat climb for like however many miles. And I just know after that 13, I'm going to be crying the whole way up. I'm going to say, Dad, where are you? Help me. Help me.
He'll be there.
You better be here. So I'll be pissed because I'm always running for him. I mean, you literally got me to run 31 miles and you're not here. The audacity.
He's like, sorry, Ohio State was on.
I know. Honestly, he would. He'd be like, oh, priorities.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. I think it'll be good.
I did too. So a lot of time on feet, a lot of time on the trails.
Lots of food.
Oh, yay. My favorite part.
Yeah, well, it's hard to have an appetite after like a long run though, for me at least.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, it's like the day before.
Yeah, eat some carbs the day before.
What kind of carbs are you eating?
Eat some candy while you're running.
I can't eat candy when I run.
I mean, good carbs. Alessandro's sourdough bread is my favorite source.
Oh my gosh, my sourdough starter died. It killed us internally.
Yeah, so that's my favorite source for sure though. Bananas are great. I love bananas.
You're a big banana guy.
Yeah.
You're a big rice cake guy.
I love rice cakes. If I'm really trying to get in the carbs, rice is great.
I love rice. Rice and potatoes are my most favorite food.
Potatoes are one of my favorites. But it's hard to eat them the night before. Like they're pretty starchy.
Is starch not good?
It doesn't sit well with me. Like I think it's fine for some people, but like it's kind of heavy.
I see.
Usually when you go for a carb source when you're running, you want like a lighter
pasta?
Carb.
Oh, that's heavy.
Pasta's fine.
Because I feel like
I just wouldn't eat a lot of like the sauces and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because you don't want a lot of grease and you don't want a lot of protein. This is if you're carb loading. It's like the night before, you're probably fine. But if you're carb loading, it's like I think 75% of your calories will come from carbs.
That's a good amount.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a disgusting amount.
That's gonna be a tough thing mentally, I'm sure. I feel like
it is always. Yeah, it's hard for me mentally actually to carb load. Because like I mean, you get a little bit bloated because you have more water retention and all that stuff, and like I don't know,
it's like against everything you've ever talked about,
right?
Like,
but it always pays off. That's the problem. That's why I hate it, right? Because it works.
That's interesting.
So,
and then protein right after, or what are you eating after? Anything?
After the runs?
Yeah,
protein for recovery.
Protein.
Yeah, shout out to Spence for that tip.
Yeah.
I don't think it's required, but if you want to recover faster, I think having some protein within an hour after your workout is good.
Yeah, I need to remember this stuff.
Dr. Spencer.
Yeah. It's harder to do that when I'm living in a different state half the time because you're the cook in our family and you're the one that has all the nutrition facts and knowledge. And so I'm like calling you, asking you what to be eating. But
you can't go wrong with meat. Although if you're running... I'm just saying, like, if you want to eat healthy, meat and vegetables, it's great.
Meat, vegetables, sweet potatoes?
Yeah. It's a good carb source. It's technically a vegetable, so a root vegetable, I think.
What do you mean technically? I thought that was like fact. What do you think it was?
A potato.
Isn't that
Just kidding. No, it's a vegetable.
Yeah, I was like, didn't we already know that was a vegetable? What the heck? Okay, good to know.
Well,
that's what I'll be doing.
Anything else?
No, I got my MRI on my knees today. I'm assuming it's going to be fine. And they are progressing. I just want to make sure everything's nice and spick and span getting into these next few weeks. Higher training. So I'm excited. I'm nervous, but I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
I think I'm going to like the trails so far.
It's so much better.
That's what it seems like.
It's fun.
I need to get a lot of strength going. A lot of lifts.
Yeah. I'm proud of you for your journey. You've come far. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really good time. But I know this episode was kind of all over the place with the things that we talked about, but I think the important thing that I want to note is just like we're all on our own journeys. So it's not fair to compare yourself to other people who have been doing it longer. It's not fair to compare yourself if you're injured. Like, be very intentional with your own personal journey and recognize that it's unique to you. So treat it as such and you'll be fine. You'll make progress. Be patient. Keep your head down. Stay disciplined. Be consistent. The dreams will come.
Always do.
Always do. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this episode. And as always, keep getting after it.